We're back.
We're back.
Round 2. Let's do it again.
Let's do it.
Folks, we had a ton of troubleshooting behind the scenes these past 48 hours, and we are very, very excited to try again. But speaking of bandwidth and troubleshooting, did you see Reed step down from Netflix today?
Oh, I saw that.
It was time. It was time.
Yeah. What do you think about? He's been there since the very beginning.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you get to be you've done so much. You have so many scars. You can't really see the vision because you say, "Oh, I tried that 6 years ago. It didn't work." But in reality, like now's the time for that thing, and there's just too much plaque, you know.
Do you feel like they're failing as a product?
I think it's got a great product still a great product, but I think it's a world that had no competition when he started and restarted that firm, right? But now literally everyone has competition.
Mm-hmm.
It's expensive.
I wonder if the product is made for someone like me and that other cohorts are watching other streaming services. Because I'm on Netflix heavy.
What are you watching? Spill your guts.
I'm watching something like the Maiko Kitchen, which is about like Japanese historic. It's like Japanese kind of like culturally historic show.
I think I'm really into that.
It's really so cute. Like this little girl that learns how to cook. She wanted to be a Geico, but she couldn't and decided to be a cook. I don't know. I'm into that kind of stuff and like K-dramas and
it looked really relaxing, so I put it on and I got distracted.
That's why I put it on.
Chill.
That's what and I don't know. I've liked the new series that they've been coming out, especially ones that are like international. I love things with subtitles. Like, I don't know. That's been my vibe. Mm-hmm. I think Apple has some great stuff. I'm not that into Paramount.
Not Drag Race.
See, well, exactly. See, that's where you're at, and that's cool. But like Amazon Prime Video, it's rough over there.
Like Prime originals are awful. But you know what's great about Prime though? It's so easy to put your subscriptions in Prime. They make it so much more easy to cancel. So like my Discovery Plus, my Paramount, all of those, my HBO, I buy them through Amazon.
Then you can cancel them the right way.
So I go to Prime to watch all of it, even though it's other people's services.
Yeah. This is the time when I learned the most about you, Lexi.
You know, it's a good Netflix show if you like international fun things that are Netflix originals. Alpha Macho. It's a Spanish show about like the modern male experience navigating this new world of feminism. It's actually very funny. It's a comedy. It's very good.
Oh, okay. I'm glad it's a comedy.
How hard is it?
Glad it's a comedy.
It's very, very funny. Brian, what do you watch besides like court cases and legal things? British, whatever you call them, British parliamentary.
Yeah, parliamentary discussion.
Prime Minister's questions.
Quality TV, another service we love here. Friend of the show, you know. Black-owned streaming service. Go get it. But yeah, for
podcaster.
Fun, I watch football, right? So I watch a lot of sports, live sports.
What do people watch sports on? Do you watch sports on TV, or are you buying like, what is it, NFL TV and the Hulu sports package and Fox? How do people do that?
So Amazon has this year started a sports thing. So they have NFL games on Thursdays, which is one of the things. And then I get DirecTV, Sunday Ticket. It's like a few $100s to watch. Well,
you don't have to do that anymore, right? They just switched over. So now
it's
just watch on YouTube TV.
Yeah, starting next year. Yep, YouTube. But all these answers are why Netflix is in a bad situation. Like you're talking about Apple and YouTube, and like Netflix is up against all these people. Their old competitors were like HBO and CBS and like the cable company, right? Yeah. So it's tough.
then we don't really have time to get into it, but what is going on with the Warner Discovery merger situation? Are you guys following that?
I'm not.
Discovery bought Warner, which included HBO. But what's weird is Discovery is like, you would think of as like the least impressive of all those things, but they own like TLC, Food Network, HGTV. So their properties are massive, but they make the most low budget reality TV. And they tasked HBO with cutting $1 billion out of the budget in 24 months last year. So I don't know if you've noticed, but a ton of properties are magically disappearing, and a lot of things that were already greenlit or filmed are being ghosted because of one of the contingencies of the merger, like a very abrupt change.
Which is a big mistake for brand. Like HBO has a brand, it has a quality. You can't just like this. We saw this in physical brands with JCPenney, right? You can't just like get rid of coupons and then think that customer is still going to want to shop there, because the two things go together.
So that's the conversations people are having. Are the Discovery customer is not the HBO or the Warner customer, and to like they're putting, and I'm paraphrasing, but they're putting like reality programs, reality TV, low budget programming on a pedestal. That's not what those other consumers were. No one was paying for HBO Go for reality TV.
No, there's definitely, like you're saying, a conflict in the customer base, but there are more of those customers than the other. So maybe they're okay with just trying to capture as many of the former HBO folks that maybe fit into both buckets.
Yeah. Very interesting. I love watching M&A situations publicly, either to see what happens. Everyone treats them differently. But on top of loving M&A stuff, you know what else I love? I love starting this show.
Let's go.
All right. Hello, welcome everyone, or welcome back if you've been with us before. Welcome to Twitch Pitch, the very first pitch competition live here on Twitch, Tuesdays and Thursdays here at 7 Eastern, brought to you by your favorite venture capitalists here at Lightship. We are so excited to get started. But for those of you who are new, let us tell you a little bit about the show. So every episode, we see a few companies go head to head. They present a really great pitch, and then we bring the founders of those companies on live here. We ask them some questions. We learn more about them and their journeys, and then we invite you, the audience, to also learn with us. So you can ask them any questions you have. If you have a favorite company pitching tonight, put them in the chat box below, and we also get to vote. So we get to vote and you get to vote. After every company that goes on the show, we'll give you a cool number, American Idol style, where you can vote for the company that you would invest in if you had the opportunity to as an investor. Why are we all here? There's a grand prize at the end. So for the companies that make it to the finale, they'll be competing for a grand prize of $25,000. Cash money, no questions asked. It's a great time here, even for those who don't make it to the finale. We're so excited to be able to meet everyone, and we want you in the audience to meet and learn from them too. So we couldn't put on this great show without our fantastic sponsors. This is a very special season. This season is sponsored by Target. Target Forward Founders is an accelerator program for early-stage CPG companies that are looking to better understand retail. It's designed to help historically under-resourced founders be the next wave of wealth-building companies. And if you think these companies are doing cool stuff and you want to do it too, their next cohort applications are open right now. Their cohort applications close February 3rd, so get on there, go on the website, and apply for one of their programs that could be a really great fit for you. The show is also brought to you by the Ohio Third Frontier, which is an internationally recognized tech-based economic development initiative that's successfully changing the trajectory of Ohio's economy. OTF works with innovative startups around the state, making Ohio the best place for tech entrepreneurs. And their robust network of resources help take advanced ideas and make them into new, cool tech businesses. And the show is also sponsored by my favorite conference ever, Black Tech Week. It's the greatest tech conference that brings together thousands of people across industries, backgrounds, and experiences to gather, learn, and together find home and community. So those are our fantastic sponsors. We're so excited about them. We love them. We thank them. I also want to say hello to my favorite teammates. I'm Lexi. I do a few things. I invest. I do all kinds of fun things with conferences and other programs. We have my fantastic GPs here. To whichever side this is, to my right, we have Candace Matthews Brad Keene, our founder and CEO at the foundation and partner at the fund. She is our all-star expert on all things CPG, guys. So everybody behind the scenes, get on her radar. And on the other side of me, we have Brian Brad Keene, who's another partner at our fund and is our expert on all things tech and AI. So we are so excited to be here with you guys tonight. We are going to get rolling, and let's meet our first company. You may remember them, but they're back, and I already see in the comments, people are so excited to see them again. Let's meet Create and Crescent.
Hi, my name is Karen Kalik, and I am the founder and creative director here at Create and Crescent. Our story goes back when I was just a kid. As a first-generation American Muslim, I always felt a void when it came to celebrating Muslim holidays in the U.S. We would always have a lot of fun during the winter holidays, and they'd be really festive, with traditions to follow that would resonate with us as American Muslims. But sadly, this was not the case when it came to Eid. I often questioned my parents and found my niece and nephews, here on the right, questioning the same. This is when I knew something had to change. Luckily, with 10 years of experience in the fashion industry and love for baking, I was able to create my first mustard oil gingerbread kit. That led me to originate Create and Crescent. We here at Create and Crescent are trying to bridge the gap between our American culture and our Islamic beliefs. We strive to create traditions that can resonate with us as American Muslims and that can be passed down generation to generation. But sadly, this market is underserved. The American Muslim population is projected to double by 2030 and be the second largest by 2040. As you can see in the chart on the right, Islam is one of the most diverse religions in the US. The Muslim household possesses an approximate $200 billion in spending power, and yet we are nowhere to be found.
Oh my God! Gingerbread moss!
As you can see, our little customer being super excited, confused, and happy at the same time. That's because he's not used to seeing his culture or religion being representative in the mainstream. This brand was created to help Muslim children feel included and equally important during their holidays. It's psychologically proven that when a child's self-identity is at odds with the social environment due to cultural differences, it can hinder their learning. Because of this, we've made the effort to make products that can resonate with children, such as our hero product, that's the mustard oil gingerbread, gifting options that can enable them to be able to learn their languages, gift wrap, bags, ribbons, greeting cards, and envelopes, and kids' activities. This allows a child to see their culture being represented in the mainstream. We are quickly becoming a lifestyle brand. This is because Islam is just not a religion, it's also a way of life. We've added products like family pajamas, whimsical holiday and party decor, play mats that can become prayer mats. We are excited to be pioneers in this space. In just 1 year, we have sold our products online in multiple pop-up shops and wholesale accounts. Our retention rate is 20% and our new customer acquisition is 80%. Our average customer card is $250 and we've doubled in our product offerings in just 1 year. We've gained 4,200 followers on our socials and partnered with a large American charity. What we would like to do with the money and possible mentorship is be able to hire and be able to get into stores listed below. Thank you.
Welcome to the show. What a great video. Fantastic.
Thank you. Hi, excited to be here.
We're so happy to have you. That was great. So great. Brian, do you want to start?
I was just saying it's well worth the wait. Like it was very, very good. I'm glad you waited for the video too, because it really did.
Exactly. Yeah, I really wanted to resonate because I felt like the reaction and everything really put forward my mission into creating the holidays to become mainstream in the U.S. and just what an impact it would have on the children being brought up.
I've got actually tons of questions, but I only have a short time. So one of the bigger things that hit me outside of the video of the child was your cart sizes. You know, in a world where cart sizes are small and sometimes getting smaller, and people are just getting one little thing everywhere, right? I mean, you seem to be going a different direction. So how do you accomplish that? Tell me about what it means to you.
So I think that's the biggest, challenge right now because I'm growing so fast, quicker than I can handle. And I am a one-person team right now. So when we have products in our, pop-up shops, the way it goes is a customer will come, they'll pick up one product and then they'll walk around and they'll just keep picking up and they'll just keep picking up because they're just, they know that this product is unique and it can't be found anywhere else. So I think that's part of why the cart sizes are so large because it's a unique product. And that is why we're trying to aim to get into the mainstream market, just to have a visual representation as well.
Fantastic. Candace?
I love the comment of play mats to become prayer mats. Like that whole line I think is just super beautiful. Can you tell me a little bit about how parents and families are solving this problem today? Like where are they shopping? What are they trying to do? What were they doing before you existed?
So I think there was a lot of crafts going on. Like we would create our own holiday decor. There wasn't anything that parents can buy. But I think with the way the world's running, both parents working, 2 household incomes, it's getting harder and harder to be able to enable that and have the time to be able to create your own holiday decor. And I think parents find it helpful when there is something available in the market where they can just purchase it.
And is your thought process kind of expanding? Can you talk a little bit more about the kind of distribution channels of the business?
Absolutely. I think we're looking to expand into, as I mentioned, what started off as a holiday brand just because of the overwhelming response. We are making it into a lifestyle brand, so we can be a year-round brand, not just aiming for holidays. And so I think that's where we're trying to go. Like the aim is to grow into that.
And what's the maybe average, like the persona of the woman purchasing? Like what is this kind of typical American Muslim woman or man look like?
So it is mainly women. Our main customer is a woman and children. So I think 80% of our purchases are women. And I believe they're definitely working moms that would like to create an experience for their child during the holidays, but may not have the time or just looking for new experiences to build on and create traditions. Growing up myself, that was something that my parents struggled with coming to the US. We weren't able to find anything. So they would have to get my cousins or my family to ship us things from back home. But then that connection would not be there because I'm American. I'm born here. I see a gingerbread house. I want to make a gingerbread house when my holiday comes around, So I saw that difference and I really worked towards what was it that I wanted as a child. And then having 11 nieces and nephews definitely sparked that and they're definitely my first, that I do all my tests and trials on them. So they've been helping.
That's so cool. Thank you.
If I could see one more, I guess, almost like comment less than a question, but I'd love to hear your thoughts about it. A lot of investors watch our show, and I want to just maybe have you double down the fact that the Muslim American market is not a niche market. It's not a small market. It's a big and powerful market, number one. And number two, for those of us from blended families, half my family is Christian, half of our family is Muslim. And it can be very difficult at holiday time. We don't have any, we want to buy something. We want to find something that they love. But even with the best intentions, it's difficult to find those products. So maybe your thoughts on those two things.
I definitely am growing. I mean, you just hit it, Brian. I think I'm definitely growing into that market where we see that connection. A lot of times we'll have, especially at our pop-ups, because I feel like that pop-up is a visual representation, which is why my aim is to get into multiple stores to increase that visual representation of the brand. Because what happens is we have a lot of people walk by and then they'll be like, oh my God, I have a Muslim neighbor, or I have a Muslim coworker, or I have a Muslim, direct report that I would love to get a holiday gift for. And this is great because they don't know where to go, because it isn't offered. And as a Muslim, where you will take that extra step to researching a brand that's coming about or that's new, somebody that doesn't know much about the religion or the holidays wouldn't know how to do that, which makes it all the more important why we need to be visually represented.
I love that. Folks, I see there's a lot of love for you in the comments, but if you have any questions, make sure your questions are thrown in the comments too, and we'll get those asked in just a second. So talk to me about your retail plan. You had some great logos on there. My immediate thought was your Party City logo. Talk to me about, as you think lifestyle versus holiday, how are you thinking about a retail rollout? Because I feel like those are maybe two different
multiple options of I come from a fashion background. I worked in the fashion industry for 10 years. So that definitely that introduction to the family pajamas, being able to, market those in more like retail stores like Macy's and Nordstrom, and then having our party items sit at stores like Party City and Target. And that's because we see that Party City is actually the one and only store so far that is fully representing us during our holidays. But the products are very party. And we are, it is a holiday. So you want to make traditions where, you can make that box of Eid decor that comes out every year. And then the grandma passes it down. And you could say my grandma used to use this. We don't currently have those. And so that is really creating Crescent's goal, is to create, traditions. And I think being a brand that does celebrate the holiday and has knowledge of the holiday and has that background, and growing up as a Muslim, I can offer products that really resonate with a Muslim customer.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Well, that was stunning. If you haven't taken a chance to look at the comments yet, Kieran, look at the comments when you get backstage. They're fantastic. Everyone loves this. Thank you so much, folks. Now is your magical time, all right? If you would like to vote for Creating Crescent to win this show, you're going to text the number 1 to 520-542-2608. Once again, text 1 to 520-542-2608. Thank you so much for joining us. Fantastic.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. All right, guys. That was so good. That was so good. We're going to move right into a little bit more home and lifestyle. And we're going to move right into North 24. Let's meet the team.
Hi, my name is Toria, and I am the founder and CEO of North 24th Home. I grew up in a little brick house on North 24th Street where Saturday mornings were all about waking up, turning on some good music, and cleaning the house from top to bottom with my family. And while I have lots of joyful memories associated with Saturday morning cleaning, I do not miss the headaches that resulted from the toxin-filled products that were staples in my home, and that is why I created North 24th Home. Cleaning is essential to maintaining a safe home. However, many of the common household cleaning products on the market aren't that clean. The Environmental Working Group reports that more than 2,000 cleaning products on the market contain harmful chemicals linked to serious health problems like asthma, cancer, and reproductive toxicity. And it may come as no surprise that Black consumers who over-index in household cleaning essential spending also over-index in many of the health problems linked to those harmful products. That is why I've made it my mission to create a brand of safe, non-toxic household cleaning products that can help families care for their homes, care for their well-being, and care for one another. And although we know that our products can find a home away from home in the millions of homes across the U.S., we've been intentional in creating a brand that centers the Black family. For far too long, the Black consumer has been overlooked and neglected in the green section of cleaning aisles, and that's where we come in. We are literally and figuratively filling white space. As a brand, we are rooted in family and wellness and aim to ensure that Black families feel cared for, protected, and seen. We accomplish this through our products, our positioning, and our philanthropy. Household cleanliness is a top priority for us, so we formulated products that get the job done and get it done well, using ingredients like African Black soap and essential oils. We go beyond cleaning by centering stories, imagery, and practices of the Black family to foster representation and inclusion. And we know that our products alone will not undo the health disparities faced by our target customer. And that's why we're committed to donating 2% of our proceeds to organizations focused on racial health equity. So what sets us apart? We're paraben, sulfate, and plastic free. We couple our products with cleaning playlists. We're Black-owned, women-owned, and most importantly, family and community-centric. Currently, we operate D2C within the global household cleaners market, which was valued at over $35 billion in 2022, and we're seeking to have a seat at that table. The thread that binds our community of over 800 customers together is their belief that their homes matter and their values should be honored by the brands that they shop with. Right now, I am a team of one, but over the past year, I've had the opportunity to participate in a number of accelerator and grant programs that have provided me with a rich network of mentors, advisors, and founder friends that have made this journey honestly feel like I have a team of 100 plus behind me. In 2022, we increased our revenue by over 400%, positioning us to rebrand, launch 3 new products, enter our first regional retailers, and make our first hire. In 2024, we seek to continue to focus on scale and new customer acquisition, along with new product R&D. And in 2025, we seek to enter mass retail. Thank you for your time, and I hope you join us in giving our products more homes away from home.
Welcome to the show. Welcome. Beautiful video. So let's get going. Candace is still feverishly writing notes. So you can go first.
I can still go. It's just sometimes so that my thoughts come out of my mouth correctly. So thanks, Toria, so much. What city is North 24th in?
That was my first question.
Too bad.
So we are proudly located in Richmond, Virginia.
Okay, that makes sense. So it was a really fast slide. What differentiates you from your competitors on the health, safety, and sustainability side? I saw lots of check marks and then a few check marks for your competitors, but it was just so quick. So tell me a little bit about what differentiates you.
Yeah, so from a formulation standpoint, we're free of parabens, sulfates, free of synthetic fragrances, and so really focused on kind of the safe and non-toxic nature of our products. From a sustainability standpoint, we use all glass packaging, so really focused on moving away from single-use plastics and educating our community on the importance and how our communities are oftentimes disproportionately affected by some of the not so great choices when it comes to material usage and how they're disposed and whatnot. And then most importantly, what I called out is just being community and family centric. Oftentimes when I look at other brands in the household cleaning essential space and how they are marketing and talking to their customers, it's very much focused on the mom as the one who's taking on the household cleaning. But we know that in Black households especially, that's not always the case. I mean, my own story growing up in a household where on Saturday mornings when we heard that Luther or Anita Baker, I knew that I was getting up to join my mom, my dad, and my siblings to take on our weekly chores. So lots of different differentiators, but we're looking at it from a number of angles.
And so as far as education is concerned, how do you help people with the mind shift of moving away from maybe some like nostalgic smells like Pine Sol and Mr. Clean and the smell of bleach and people believing that is the way to clean? Like, how do you shift the mind?
Yeah, so I would say our primary consumer at this point in time is the millennial Black woman. And I think in terms of an entry point, we see our customers a bit more apt to move away from some of those legacy brands. They're reading labels more. You know, they are the consumer who has been heavily focused on changes in their beauty routine and their health and diet. And so we see a nice entry point there. And what has been really nice is we see them as the conduit to educating other family members. So we have a number of customers who, they're buying their product and then getting an extra for their mom or their grandmother or their uncle, and kind of being the voices for the brand to say, hey, this is why it's important for you to make this shift.
Thank you.
Brian, you have to have a new first question now.
I know it was. Well, thanks for that Richmond piece. My second question was going to be the comments. People are really talking a lot about your playlists, and I guess like the vibes. So maybe we can go a little bit deeper there and how you tie together possibly the scents, the smells, and the vibe of the music.
Yeah, so we currently have 5 SKUs that come in 3 different scent profiles. So we have a lemon and tonka bean collection, a rosemary and peppermint, and then a lavender and patchouli. And each scent profile has its own kind of vibe that we've really pushed and created some really strong branding around. So for our lemon and tonka bean scent collection, which is known as the signature collection, that playlist is very much an ode to my household. Like, we all are different. We have different music tastes. And so it's a hodgepodge in some ways. Our rosemary and peppermint scent profile, or the Mama Rose collection, is in honor of my late great grandmother, who always kept peppermints on the table in her home. And so when I think about going to her house, which was always immaculate, I think about peppermint, and the rosemary is just kind of a note to her name. So a lot of the songs on that playlist really kind of pull back to her era, my grandmother's era, that nostalgic old school music. And then the Kendrick collection, which is lavender and patchouli, those 2 different herbs are of the same scent family, similar to my siblings and I, cut from the same cloth, but very different. And so that playlist has a lot of the songs that remind me of my siblings, or that are songs that they love and enjoy. So there's something for everyone in our playlist, and people gravitate to them. It makes the cleaning a bit more fun.
Thank you.
People in the chat, if you have questions for Toria, make sure you drop them down below and we'll get those answered for you in a second. There's some people who are about to leave and go buy some products right now, Toria. But my question for you is, how are people finding you?
So I think primarily through social. We rely currently heavily on word of mouth, which has been beautiful. A lot of user-generated content with individuals who are just excited to see representation in this space, are excited about some of the innovation with our ingredients, for our formulations with the playlist. And so a lot of our customers are snapping pictures, taking videos, putting them out there. And there's this nice like ripple effect that we're seeing. I think we've also benefited a lot from all of the accelerators and grants that we've been able to be awarded in the last year or so, and some of the press and publicity that we've received from that. But as we look to, the remainder of this calendar year and beyond, we really want to hone in more on how do we continue to create brand awareness, acquire more customers. At this current moment, the majority of our customers are kind of rooted on the East Coast. And so how do we continue to spread the word and make people aware that we're here to serve them?
Very, very cool. All right, everybody. North 24 lovers, if you would like to vote, I was reading the last comment. If you are ready to vote for North 24 and Toria, you are going to text the magic number 2 to 520-542-2608 to vote for North 24 home. You're going to text 2 to 520-542-2608. Now you can go and get some products, but actually stay until the end of the show. But that's how you can vote for them. We're so excited to have you here. Maybe it's time for me to get rid of my Fabuloso obsession. Toria,
yes.
I'll work on it.
Yes. I'll have to send you some products. Thank you all so much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Toria. Have a great night.
What a fantastic founder. People are so bullish. See, listen, Stratari yet. Wow, I'm terrible at reading these usernames. But yeah, same. The Fabuloso has a chokehold on me. But it's okay. I'll work it out. So let's meet our next team. Speaking of living healthily and living better and chemicals, let's meet some scientists with the Lab Drawer team.
I'm Deirdre Roberson. We are scientists, Detroit natives, and founders of the Lab Drawer.
We have over 30 years of experience in education, the arts, and science. I have a PhD in chemistry with experience as an instructor and VP of operations. I'm a classically trained vocalist, actress, and dancer.
I have a master's of science in chemistry with a background in implementing tech and logistics. I'm a fashion designer, graphic designer, and jewelry creator. We created the Lab Drawer because 20 million middle school students in the United States are not getting the STEAM education important for their futures. STEAM is science, technology, engineering, the arts, and mathematics. The global pandemic revealed educators and parents were not equipped to help children with innovative STEAM learning. There is a lack of representation in STEAM. And if Black and Brown people do not show up in these areas, problems that affect Black and Brown communities will not be addressed. As a country, we miss out on innovative solutions for us all when there's a lack of diversity. The Lab Drawer is an education solution for all students.
The Lab Drawer provides access to STEAM education at your fingertips. And we get kids excited to go to science class. It's inspired by the look of a chemistry lab drawer in a classroom. The Lab Drawer content aligns to next generation science standards that are used by K-12 schools across the country. This means teachers can easily incorporate this into their lesson plans and their classrooms. We have a B2C and B2B business model. For B2C, you can get a monthly subscription on our website or a one-time gift box and possibly on retail shelves. For our B2B, we have lab drawers that are purchased for school districts or youth-serving organizations serving up to 10,000 students. In terms of traction, we've shipped over 25,000 kits to students in 7 countries. We moved into a facility to increase our capacity by 4 times. We have partnerships with schools and global organizations, and 85% of the recipients of our Lab Drawer kits are Black and Brown students. We've increased our revenue from $60,000 in 2020 to over $500,000 in 2022 while completely bootstrapping our business.
Now let's talk about our market. The educational market is a $1.1 billion market for middle school educational resources. The education market is only second globally to healthcare. So what's next for the Lab Drawer? We're looking to capitalize on existing B2B opportunities for 2023, and we're looking for a strategic product and market fit for both our B2C and our B2B side. And we're looking to lay the groundwork for our $1 million seed round in 2023 as well. As we continue to grow, we are asking for support and mentorship, and also to help us get strategic contacts at schools and youth-serving organizations. Thank you.
Welcome to the show, ladies. Hello. Thank you.
Hi.
All right, Candace, let's get going.
That's a lot of lab drawers sent around, you guys. Like,
Yes.
Did you even expect that to happen last year?
Well, last year we did, but what happened is during COVID, teachers, like we both scientists, so we have that connection on LinkedIn. People start hitting us up from schools, Wayne State University here in Detroit for their K-12 summer programs. Everybody started reaching out to us, and we didn't even have the capacity, so we immediately had to expand capacity. And then from 2020, it just took off. We were like, we can do this now. And so that's kind of how it happened.
And to add to that, one of the things that we've seen is that even though, of course, we're kind of out of the woods in terms of the big pandemic issues, but the education is still lacking. So parents, educators, youth-serving organizations, students, they're just not getting the adequate STEAM education they need. So we still are seeing growth.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a learning gap. I've got 2 children, and I can just tell that there were some things lost, and they're having to relearn a lot of things that just were missed in the last few years. Tell me a little bit about this strategy of of selling direct to consumer and then also selling to schools. Those are two really different things. So tell me how you are able to focus on both.
Man, that's another one of my questions. She's killing me tonight. I'll tell
We
you.
live in the same house, Brian.
So the funny thing is, we started out as a B2C subscription. That was our ideal. That's how we went into this thing. We're like, oh, everybody's going to love this and buy all these Labrador kits. Well, that didn't happen, right? So then COVID happens, and then people are start hitting us up for larger contracts. And we were like, wait, the B2B thing is what's bringing money in. So we kind of like pivoted, or I want to say focused on, like, we let our business like speak to us. Like, this is what's making us money. Let's really dive into this. And we kind of started picking up business that way. Still to date, the B2B side is our strong side. But in the future, as we're growing out our company, we can see how using the same product, it can also be on shelves, right? That retail sense. And also by us making B2B products and making our B2C monthly products, we get new ideas for our B2B clients. So the business is kind of feeding into both sides.
Thank you.
Brian?
I only got one left, which is we're big fans of Detroit. We operate an accelerator there. Exactly.
Right. What up, though?
And so I think it would be great for you guys to share with the people why you love Detroit, why it's great for your business, and how it's helping you grow.
Well, we love Detroit. We're both Detroit natives. We actually met at Cass Technical High School, which is one of the greatest high schools in Detroit, but the greatest, right? CT fired up. So very, very proud to attend Cass Technical High School. And then also to being in the city and coming back to the city after we went to college, went to grad school. And for us kind of seeing that, there were things that we saw and we received in terms of our education that the students now are just not getting, right? And so how can we change that? We live in, of course, the big three are here, right? So I worked in automotive, and I was the only person who looked like me in my industry. I mean, in many of the meetings that I was in, and that we just decided, hey, what's a way for us to fix this? One of the best ways for us to do that is through education right here in the city of Detroit.
And the cool thing about the Labrador is it started on accident, right? So we actually started our nonprofit Motor City STEAM Foundation. We were just going into schools and youth centers to make sure we were teaching students about STEAM. And we were like, we need better tools. So we created the tool to teach the students. And then we branched off and created the Labrador. Like, it was just all came out of like mission driven work. And that's what kind of birthed the Labrador. And then that kicked off and we kept running with it. So.
Yeah, all the best companies are evolutions. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, really, your backyard is the best place to pilot, right? Like, with all the relationships that you've built, you can at least spend time there in a safe space, building what you need to do. But it's super important then to get out of that network and try to expand and see if you can replicate that. But the safety of home, gives you the opportunity to not only like generate revenue and work out all the kinks and then expand out. So Detroit feels like the right place to do that kind of work.
All right, folks, if you have questions, throw them in the comment box below. I'll grab your questions in just a second. Hi, ladies. I love scientists. You guys know I adore you. Talk to me a little bit about, in today's world, particularly, why is it so important that we have comprehensive STEAM education opportunities?
I would say one of the reasons is we're talking about all these innovative solutions in tech, autonomous vehicles, but if there's not equity in those fields, it really doesn't matter. Like, autonomous vehicles will still be hitting Black bodies. You still can't get soap out the soap dispenser. It's like all these issues. And it's like, we're talking about seats at the table to like make decisions for our futures. And I think we realize that, like, being in these workplaces and they're like, this is not going to work, just thinking from a Black person's state of mind and like seeing how that's overlooked so much. So in order to get our youth in these spaces at these tables, they have to be educated to be able to compete and be in these rooms. And so that's what we're trying to help with and kind of change the whole dynamic of what, Black and brown scientists across the globe. And it should be normal for you to see Black and brown scientists that look like yourself. And that's some of the things we want to change with our company. Absolutely.
I love that. All right. You have a couple of questions from the audience. Let's try from Start a Riot. I got it this time. I see that the kit is for 10 to 14-year-olds. Do you plan on expanding to a broader age range?
So we do actually offer other products to our B2B customers for other ages. So we actually create kits for grades K through 12 on a B2B side of things. And so we work with, the youth serving organizations, K through 12 summer programs and STEM programs. And we actually create kits for the elementary students and also the high school students. So the high school students kits are much more advanced. And then the elementary school students, they're not as advanced as what you would see for the middle school students.
Great. And Lisa Bisa, 21, wants to know, what's the impact that you've seen since starting?
I think a couple of things. So even how Candace was talking about branching out. So we got asked to come out to DC. And we taught at 13 different schools in DC, right? We took over the teachers' classroom. So we were able to get feedback from teachers, but even the feedback from the students about how hands-on the activities were, right? Teachers have a lot going on, and to always create an engaging hands-on activity can be a little strenuous for them. So the teachers loved it. We had great feedback from the teachers. And also students seeing, they were like, we're so glad that you guys are here, that you guys are Black. Teacher, whether the teacher was Black and white, was just telling, they need to see people that look like them in these spaces. And then even in our own community, like we said, this was birthed off our nonprofit. So proceeds from our company do help us sustain our nonprofit. We teach in some local schools here in Detroit on Tuesdays. So we're actually being able to see the impact directly here in our own community, and then hear the feedback from other communities from DC and other school systems that we've worked with.
I love that. All right, everyone in the audience, whether you're a fan of LabDrawer or you're a fan of CT, because there's a lot of messages about the school too. Now is your time to vote. If you'd like the LabDrawer to win this competition, you're going to text the magic number 3 to 520-542-2608. Once again, for the LabDrawer, text the number 3 to 520-542-2608. Thank you so much, ladies. Your pleasure as always.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. What a great
There's
team.
even a big Gretsch shout out in there. Governor Whitmer.
The Michiganders right now in the chat are having a ball.
Oh, the Michiganders. I like Michiganders and Buffalonians.
And boy, do we have some good news for you at the end of this season. So very, very happy about that. Let's meet our next company of the night. Let's meet the team from Tend.
Hi, I'm Hannah, co-founder of Tend, the first snackable supplements made 100% from real food. This whole thing started when I struggled to choke down those huge, smelly prenatal vitamins. Good thing my husband Bazad has a PhD in prenatal nutrition, and I have experience at several startups, so we put our heads together and started working on a better way. Here's the problem with multivitamins. 51% of women like me struggle to swallow pills, and 1/3 of Americans say they'd rather die early than have a daily pill regimen. Gummies contain more sugar than nutrients per serving. Pills, gummies, and powders all require weird ingredients like binders and fillers. In addition to form factor, there's an even bigger problem. Every multivitamin on the market contains synthetic nutrients, which at best are only half as absorbed as vitamins from food. It's been 20 years since gummies came out, and since then, we have not seen meaningful innovation in the supplement space. Introducing Tend, the first delicious snackable supplement made only from real food. It's a satisfying snack that doubles as your multivitamin. Our real food nutrients are 300 times more potent and better recognized by your body, sourced from 16 fruits and vegetables. Nothing synthetic here. The clean label movement has hit verticals like beauty, baby food, home care, but the supplement aisle is still all synthetic. Let's change that. Tend is real food, delivering 25 plant-based nutrients into a craveable daily treat. Our flavors evoke comfort and delight. Each bar has an addictive cookie dough-like consistency with crunchy inclusions. There's no other product where you can get all your micronutrients like vitamin D, folate, and omega-3 DHA together with macronutrients like protein and fiber. We launched our hero product, a prenatal bar, to amazing market response a year ago. In our first few months, 20% of orders were gifts. The power of the word of mouth mom network is real. Influencers, celebrities, and doctors love Tend. Last year, we experienced 100% quarter-over-quarter growth organically. We just can't make bars fast enough. We've had major retailers reach out to us totally unsolicited, and now we're ready for our next phase of growth. Because the opportunity is simply huge. Tend is riding the wave of two consumer trends: the rise of functional snacks with added nutrients and growing pill fatigue. We are offering a snackable real food option, defining a new category. We're starting with the prenatal, and our plan is to grow with our customers who are already asking, can I take this after postpartum? Can I give this to my toddler? Join us on our mission to reinvent the multivitamin, replacing all that synthetic stuff with delicious real food supplements for the entire family.
Welcome to the show, team. Welcome, welcome. Let's start with our all-natural prenatal CPG queen.
You know, I don't have a whole lot to say because this company is going to exit just fine. That's hands down. I don't have a lot to add. Guys, this is great. Like, I definitely have a cabinet full of things that even as a person that is very not pregnant, that can't swallow at all. And it's, you give up over and over taking your supplements because you just can't stick with it.
Yeah.
Tell me how you came to, and this might be a question for Bazat, the 2 times absorption, 300 times potency. Like, how can you make that claim?
Yeah. So I worked with someone at Cornell University where I got my PhD who published a study the year I started grad school. It was in one of the most important sort of scientific journals out there called Nature. And he showed that vitamin C in an apple or in an orange is 300 times better at fighting free radicals. It's a 300 times more powerful antioxidant than vitamin C that's synthetically made and put in a pill or in a powder. So there's where the 300x comes in. The 2x absorption is there's at least 5 or 6 different nutrients, and we have 24 nutrients in our product that are at least 2 up to 12 times better absorbed in their natural form as found in foods than the synthetic form. Because structurally, if you think about when you were a little kid, you have the little thing, you put the triangle in the triangle, the circle fits in the circle, right? Our bodies have for thousands of years evolved to absorb nutrients from the diet, from foods. And when you want to make something shelf stable and put it in a pill, it just doesn't have the same chemical structure. It'll degrade. So those food nutrients are what our bodies are used to not only absorbing, but what our bodies are used to utilizing, whether it's for antioxidants, protecting your cells, growing your cells. So that was what really inspired me to want to give Hannah and folks all across the spectrum, not even just pregnancy,
and our baby. Yeah.
Just something that was more effective. And then also just seeing her struggle swallowing pills, something that was enjoyable as well.
So just, can you talk a little bit about shelf stability and kind of maybe the degradation of nutrients over time? So how long is it stable, and how long can you keep the stability of the nutrients?
Great question. So right now our product is shelf stable for 8 months. We're reformulating right now to extend that shelf stability to 12 months and hopefully even beyond by adding some different nutrients that help actually preserve the integrity of the bar that are all natural from foods. So we hope to get it out to 12 months or more, which makes it comparable to a lot of pills that you find out there in the store, so that it can one day be next to those pills in different parts of the store where consumers would expect to find it.
One day, very soon.
Okay. And I'm going to ask one more question because this is all about me. So it's a snackable supplement. I know that when I pull my supplements out, you know, if I take 2 gummies, they're 5 to 15 calories. Like, I can look at that. Is this also a snack? So how many calories are in this bar?
So each bar has about 200 to 250 calories. And we designed that because in pregnancy, that's about the caloric intake that you need to increase. This bar also has protein, which the needs in pregnancy and postpartum increase by about 50%. We do have some plans that I won't reveal now
that we're going to update on our formulation. But that was our thinking. And a lot of customers are saying, oh, I love this as the first thing that I eat when I wake up because I feel nauseated because I'm pregnant. And then I eat my morning, I eat my breakfast mid-morning, or I eat this after dinner as a dessert, and it helps me go to sleep because there's magnesium in it.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Brian?
Perfect, because I wanted to actually kind of pick up there. Candace is smarter than me, so she asked like the scientific questions, but mine are more about human behavior, which is pills feel unnatural in a way, like kind of you're taught that later in life oftentimes, and how to swallow them, and it's a struggle, every day, as you mentioned. Whereas eating couldn't be any more natural, right? I mean, something that we're all doing hopefully our entire lives. So like, talk about how staying with human behavior helps you to grow.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I mean, I always struggled since I was a kid to swallow pills. So, Bazad can swallow pills without water, so to me, this product, it solves that problem of just when you're pregnant, you also are very picky about what you want to eat, and you can't eat a lot. You can't swallow certain things. But to us, we believe so much in the power of real foods. And this bar is made of the nutritional equivalent of 8+ servings of fruits and vegetables. We believe so much in this philosophy that we think that once people recognize the potency and effectiveness of this product, take it as a meal, take it with your coffee, take it as a snack. Like, we love snacks. The pandemic opened a snack market, exploded the snack market. So we think that once people realize how potent this is and effective, just have it. It's delicious, it's enjoyable, and that's nothing that a supplement bottle can claim.
What I use as one, but one more question here. On the take it this, take it that, also you can seem to take it with you, right? Can you talk about the portability of the product?
We had one of our customers take it with her to the hospital and then make some UGC for us organically.
After she delivered.
Like, customers take this on airplanes with them on cross-country trips. They ask us, can I take it on a plane? Can I take it with me? Can I ship it, etc. It's stable for a long time. It's a product that is different from a pill, not only in the user experience, but in its portability. It's also meant to be enjoyed. Like, we come in a variety of flavors. We're meant to be fun and different. Like Hannah said, some people have it at night. The chocolate sea salt is the nighttime dessert. The lemon berry is the morning pep. The peanut butter chocolate's like that classic flavor. So a lot of sort of take it as you please.
Yeah, it's convenient. And you don't need water. You don't need anything else. Just the bar.
Thank you.
I'm going to steal a couple of back office things. Firstly, if you have questions, throw them in the comments. Back office question, I don't know if you guys saw it. Candace would like to know, is it plant-based? Is it vegan? Is it vegetarian? She's very interested.
Yes, it is vegan. It is gluten-free. It is totally plant-based. All non-GMO. Yeah.
You all don't know this, but our producer, Kate, is also privately messaging us that her parents are watching the show. Shout out to the De Jesus family. And they love Tend. So talk to us about...
Wild.
Talk to us a little bit about are the people who are using Tend who are not actually in your target demographic and maybe never have been.
Yes, this is very interesting. We have people on our subscription who are not pregnant, not trying to get pregnant, who are single, and they love Tend as a snack because a lot of women actually do take prenatals for the hair, for their nails, because you need those extra nutrients, or if you want those extra nutrients. So, and the prenatal is the hardest to formulate because this is comprehensive. It has omega-3, it has everything that you need. So there are women who are like former athletes who are saying, I just like eating this because it's a snack and it's the best protein bar that's on the market. People just like how it tastes and they feel good while taking it, and they're on the go and they can't eat their greens, whatever their greens, they can't cook greens or eat a salad. So they eat our bar and they feel good about it because it has everything that you need. So, we also have customers who are saying, can I give this, like I mentioned, to our kid, to my toddlers. So there's a lot of opportunity to innovate in this space.
Fantastic. So friends, everybody who's in love with Tend, Now is your moment. Now is your time. If you would vote for 10 to win this competition, you're going to text the number 4 to 520-542-2608. Once again, to vote for 10, text the magic number 4 to 520-542-2608. Thank you so much, guys. The comments are in love with the products. So thank you so much for joining us.
Nice meeting you both.
All right, we are going to move on to one last company, a little more snacking, a little more food. Let's meet True Scoops.
Most of us have fond memories of baking with loved ones and enjoying it with a big scoop of ice cream. But why wasn't that ice cream ever homemade? This was our vision when we created True Scoops. No ice cream maker required product that makes fresh, customizable ice cream and toppings. I'm Shelly, and with my friend Kelly, we're the founders of True Scoops. When we met in 2015 at ice cream school, our mission had always been to offer customers a new way to create sweet memories. There's a really good reason why ice cream isn't commonly made at home. It's tedious, requires multiple ingredients and specialty equipment, and as a mother of 2, that was just too much. Our process takes 5 minutes to prepare, and you do not need an ice cream maker. I had an aha moment in the pandemic when I was trying to keep kids busy at home. They love ice cream, and I wondered why there wasn't an easier way to make it. I knew other parents would probably be down for this, but we needed to keep these 5 critical things in mind. And after months of testing, True Scoops was launched in 2021. This is where it gets exciting for our target demographic, millennial parents. The ability to create something special with family is a game changer. And it's widely known that cooking with kids instills confidence, creativity, patience, and a desire to expand palates. It's actually not just the kids, it's the parents. 84% of parents said that they would buy True Scoops when we surveyed. We have 5 SKUs, 3 ice cream mixes and 2 topping mixes. And we plan on tapping into vegan and sorbet mixes, more topping mixes and sprinkles. But we have something super exciting coming up this year, True Scoops 2.0. We're shifting towards functional packaging while improving our ice cream formula. Our brand is evolving so that we can grow in a sustainable way, but it's also purposeful. We want you to make your own ice cream and store it right back into the pint. Against our competitors, we're a new contemporary brand targeting a younger consumer. This is our chance to modernize a dormant category, and we know there's a huge opportunity for us. The global market is expected to grow at a rate of 4.3% over the next 7 years. The fact the average American eats roughly 20 pounds of ice cream, or about 4 gallons a year. That's about 2.5 pints per month. We want to surprise customers when they find ice cream outside of the freezer. I mean, look at cookies. They're everywhere. Freezer aisle, refrigerator, baking aisle, they're at the register. But ice cream is only found one place. True Scoops can be placed in any of these same locations. Customers love us. We've been very lucky to receive sweet press, including Real Simple, Food and Wine, and more. Last year we made 200,000, and that was a far cry from the 20,000 that we made in 2021. This year we'll go on to make 450,000, and we expect it to reach 2 million in revenue by 2025. Today, we can be found in all 10 Central Market locations and about 50 independent retailers across the country. But almost 80% of our revenue comes from corporate gifting and subscription companies because unlike a frozen pint of ice cream, our mixes are dry, lightweight, and easily shippable. Despite interest from Kroger's, Whole Foods, Sprouts, and more, right now we're focusing on opening more doors in independent stores in the Northeast, growing our brand on Amazon, and doubling down on our reach in corporate gifting before we pursue natural foods and conventional. So, who's ready to help us take ice cream outside of the freezer and into the aisle?
Welcome to the show, Shelly and Kelly. Thank you so much for being here. Such a pretty product. So, Brian, let's start with you this time.
I'm just blown away by the numbers. I love them.
We love them too.
And the customer is telling you, I want more and more and more. I was surprised to hear about the corporate customer versus the, let's say, retail customer. Do you see that continue to be a channel of growth or vice versa?
Yeah, we do see it growing. We have a lot of interest, and it's awesome because we're the only ice cream product in their catalog. So it's a new, unique offering to put out for their clients and their customers. And it's ice cream. Everybody loves ice cream, whether you're young, old, in between. And so it's a really fun surprise and delight offering for them.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Candace.
Okay. Shelly, did you say you met Kelly at ice cream school?
Yeah, we were up at Penn State in 2015, and we both met up at ice cream school.
What
Funny
is
enough,
ice cream school?
so every year Penn State has a 1 week of learning ice cream, the science behind it, and everything that you need to know. If you're serious about ice cream, Penn State is the way to go. Ben and Jerry's, Edie's, everyone, they went to ice cream school up at Penn State. Yes.
Some of the
Brian
best
is over
dairies.
here like, I'm from Philadelphia. I knew all
Listen,
about that.
all Pennsylvanians know some of the best dairies, best cows in the
That is
country are right there in that region. That's what
Yeah, we went right to the source.
My bad. I wrote that down. I was like, Shelly and Kelly met at ice cream school. I think the packaging is super fantastic. I love the shift of moving toward the, kind of original form. Can you share a little bit about like how you do this? Like, how do you make it?
Yeah, it's super simple. It takes 5 minutes. My niece and nephews love to make it, so kids can make it and get in the kitchen. All you need is half and half. It's one added ingredient. You take your mix, your half and half, put it in a bowl, use an electric hand mixer or a KitchenAid stand mixer, anything of that sort, and just whisk it for 5 minutes until it's nice and frothy. Pour it right back into the container and just let it freeze. You can also add in your favorite cookies and candies, make the flavor of your dreams. You could also make milkshakes, ice cream pies, sandwiches, all the things. So it's really not just a pint of ice cream, it's so much more.
It's super highly customizable, where if you pick any flavor on the Ben and Jerry's menu with just three base flavors of chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry, you could basically make any of those copycat flavors.
And
how we
sometimes they're very stingy on the mix-ins, right? We're all rooting around for the cookie dough, the cherries, the chocolate chips. You can add as many cherries and chocolate chips as you want. Maybe you want it on the lighter side. You can have it your way. And that's the best part.
In the retail locations you're in right now, where are you placed within the store?
We are, well, this was the biggest issue when we started the brand, because we're sort of like a new category within the ice cream space. And so we found that we are most successful in the baking aisle, because if you think about who that customer is walking down the baking aisle, they're going for a specific purpose. They're going to make cookies, they're going to make brownies, they're going to make cupcakes. It's a mother of three trying to find things for the kids to do at home. So when we realize that we're placed in that aisle right next to those things, she can automatically say, oh, now I can make ice cream, because she's in the aisle for a specific purpose. We could be placed by the register, we can be on an end cap right next to the half and half. So we're sort of like easily merchandised anywhere across the store, but the baking aisle is where we see the most success so far.
If I could just interject there and why that's so brilliant. Oftentimes we think about the why, right? Like, what's the kind of customer's why? The carton buyer might be speed, might be kind of just, I'm going to take this, I'm going to eat it in bed, that kind of thing. But the baker has a different why, and it's more about the process and the control and the time, right? And so it makes much more sense for your product to be in the baking aisle versus in the ice cream aisle.
It's the experience. The two customers are a little bit different. One's going straight to the freezer aisle to pick up a couple of pints. The other one is specifically going for an activity, an experience with kids, with family, on date night. So it's a different customer.
Yeah, for me, like, I love the idea of it being an additional activity. I've got a baking closet at home, and there's always a box or two of brownies. There's always some cake mix, everything you need like around it. And so it's another activity, and it gets my children away from electronics.
Yeah.
And it's a time for everybody to be in the same room doing the same thing.
Yeah. And kids love to help. They love pouring and mixing and whisking and just being part of the action. And we always say, like, kids are learning a lot. They're learning patience while ice cream is freezing, and understanding measurements and all the different pieces that come together. So it's a great learning activity for them too.
Yeah, I see like the ice cream bar and everything happening. So super cool innovation, ladies.
Thank you.
All right, friends. If you have questions for Shelly and Kelly, throw them in the chat below. We'll get to them. I don't see any questions yet, but ladies, everyone's obsessed. People have bought it while you were doing the video. RN Crichton has already ordered some. This is crazy. This is nuts in real time. But my question is, talk to me about, what do you think your split is in terms of, ice cream maker? Are you seeing more families with younger children, or are you seeing more of the millennial friends and date night? Like, what do you think the split looks like?
Well, we started off a target audience being millennial parents for the reasons that I talked about. They're the ones that are already doing all the baking and the stuff in the kitchen with the kids. Right now, that's about 75% of our revenue. We would like to be an even split because we know the millennials, the actual Gen Z, maybe you want to make date night with your boyfriend on a Saturday night. And, we cook with our significant others all the time, even couples without kids. And so that's a market that we want to target because I think, once they realize the creativity behind the custom flavors and being able to make any flavor of your dreams, I think that's a viable option for people that are already using the HelloFresh, the Home Chefs, the Home Chef customers of the world. In fact, we're working on partnering with Home Chef to get into those subscription boxes because now we become the dessert leg of that experience with that customer. And so that's where we're going. To answer your question, Alexis, that's exactly who we're targeting.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
That's a Kroger company, isn't it, Lexi?
Oh.
Home Chef?
Yeah.
There's a relationship there. Yeah. I'm not sure if it's a partnership.
I thought they bought it.
But yeah.
I thought they bought it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see myself putting on Cheetah Girls, opening up a bottle of wine with my besties and like making ice cream together. You know what I mean? Just a thought.
Whatever flavor you want. Yeah. That's and it's
and
yours.
Yes, that's exactly show my age that we watch Cheetah Girls. So Starter Riot wants to know.
I have no idea what that is, but we're gonna find out. I'm showing my age because I don't know what you're talking about.
We'll come back to that. Starter Riot wants to know, how long does it take to freeze completely?
It takes a few hours. We've simplified the process of making and preparing the ice cream compared to a traditional process that takes hours, making a custard and letting it age. There's some things in science we just can't change. Freezing is one of them. So, hey, throw it on the coldest setting, put it in the far back. Patience is a virtue. Go watch some Cheetah Girls while your ice cream freezes. Get your ice cream sundae bar prepared. Make some sauces. We have sauce mixes too, so you can get ready and, have your ice cream in a few hours.
Yeah, we say that if you, right before you start dinner, let's just say you start dinner at 5:30, at 4 o'clock, make the ice cream. And by the time you're done with dinner, you'd have a late night snack right after dinner around 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
So
that is perfect. Perfect.
Very
Go ahead,
clear.
guys. One of you is going to say something.
I just have one more mini one. When you guys set out on this journey, I'm sure you expected to be very successful, but here we are. You're going to do 2 million next year, and I'm sure it feels like it's happening fast. Like, how are you guys?
It's like at minimum.
Yeah,
at minimum.
At minimum.
Kelly was like, at least.
So how are you managing? Yeah, how are you managing this? Really, this changing your life, really?
Well, we will reach 2 million in 2026. That's our 3-year goal. But we're expanding into other channels, right? Right now, we're just on Amazon. We're on our website. We have a heavily 85% of our revenues in corporate and subscription. But in 2 years, we'll be hopefully in all of Whole Foods and Sprouts, Central Market we're already in. I think we have a really good chance of being on the Michaels and the Joannes of the world online, where there's a lot of bake mixes there. We're a 2-person team right now. We do plan on expanding the team to help with a lot of the road that is ahead of us that we know we'll be able to get there in the next 3 years because of all the things that we've been hearing from our customers and from vendors and from corporate gifting. It's a lot coming up for us. Mm-hmm. It's going to be long. If you want to help us, you can. We would love to add to our team, but we know it's a long journey ahead, especially getting into retail and doing demos and like telling people literally, this is the ice cream came from this packet of mix, and seeing their minds be blown. We know it's like a long road ahead for us to become the premier brand for ice cream making lovers.
Yeah, we're adopting a crawl, walk, run mentality. We would love to say yes to everything immediately because it's so exciting and we're just so grateful for the genuine organic interest. We have a lot of people knocking on our door, but we're
we're setting a good pace for us so we can scale and grow in an economical way.
I believe in all of that, but we're going to get you to run.
Yeah. Okay. We're down.
There we go.
I'm a little out of shape, but I'm down to run.
Girl, mid-40s.
Ice cream.
I gotcha.
All right, friends, let's run to our phones and vote for True Scoops if you want them to win this competition. So for True Scoops, you're going to text the magical number 5 to 520-542-2608. Once again, type the number 5 to 520-542-2608. Shelly, Kelly, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alexis.
Guys, it's been a fantastic episode tonight.
Great
No
show.
tech glitches. It happened.
I mean,
Everyone was fantastic.
Shout out to Kate in the booth.
Kate.
Shout out to Kate surviving another episode and thriving through this one. Also, huge shout out. And Lexi, you get to interact with the Target team more than we do. But I will say, they have crushed it on selecting amazing companies to go through their accelerator. I was super impressed.
So that's shout out to Takaji, Lisa, Dana, Calvin from Scotch Porter. I'm missing someone else, but they have a fantastic team of people. We all came together, helped pick some great companies. They're crushing it. Once again, if you're interested in joining Target for one of their super cool founder programs, you have until February 3rd to apply. I get emails all the time. How do I get in? How do I get in? Well, now's your chance. Go do it. So thank you everyone for watching. Just a little bit of education for those of you who don't know, The Cheetah Girls is the greatest Disney Channel original music movie that's ever come out, starring Raven Simone, Adrienne Bailon, and a bunch of other great people. It came out in like 2002, I think, and it is the greatest movie. Starter Riot knows. They have song lyrics. Anybody of my generation, that's before there was High School Musical, before there was any of that.
I remember Raven Simone from her first job. So let's just.
Okay, we do too. But this is the musical. Go watch it. It's on Disney Plus, not sponsored. And while you watch it, go get some good household cleaners, get some cool holiday gifts for your Muslim friends, get some prenatal Xenia, give a kid a steam box, and eat some ice cream.
Get your ice cream ready. Get your ice cream ready.
Yep.
And with that,
start with
we
that.
appreciate you all. Thank you so much for being here again. We'll be back Tuesday, 7 p.m., same place, Eastern, and we'll see you then. Good night, everybody.
Good night.